What's up, my free-thinking degenerates? You found yourself in the twisted wonderland that is Unfilter'd, where I, your host, Midwest Mama, say all the things polite society wishes I wouldn't. If you're new here, let me warn you, this isn't your grandmother's podcast, unless your grandmother also yells at the news and questions reality on a daily basis. I don't know what's going on with my hair, but I didn't feel like doing it, so we got this, whatever this is. We're midway through February, and if you've survived the consumerism fueled disaster that is Valentine's Day, congratulations. You've made it past the part of the year where people spend stupid amounts of money proving their love, while half the population is stuck doom scrolling through social media, pretending they don't care about being single. Meanwhile, inflation is so high that even a cheap date now costs roughly the same as your car payment. Romance. But hey, speaking of expensive, exhausting endeavors that make you question your life choices, let's talk about running this podcast. Because if there's one thing more unpredictable than modern romance, it's this wild ride right here. Everything these days is curated, edited, sterilized, designed to fit a perfect little corporate approved box that won't upset advertisers or make people think too hard. God forbid people actually start questioning what they're being told. And that's exactly what we do here. We tear apart the narratives, we dig into history, we laugh at the absurdity of modern life, and we refuse to apologize for any of it. Now, let me tell you, the moment you start speaking freely, people lose their damn minds. And those who choose to do it anyways often get reported, shadow banned, or fact checked by people who probably couldn't fact check their way out of a wet paper bag. Meanwhile, actual lies get pushed 24/7 by the mainstream media, but that's fine because it comes with a fancy news logo attached to it. I'm just getting started on this whole podcasting journey, and while I don't have a huge following yet, I can promise you one thing: it's going to be a wild ride. If you're into unfiltered takes, deep dives into the weird and unexpected, and a whole lot of no bullshit storytelling, you're in the right place. If you're down for the chaos, hit that follow button, share with your friends, and stick around because this is just the beginning, and I have no idea where this is going. But I can guarantee it won't be boring. All right, guys, now that I've dragged you into this wild podcasting journey with me, let's dive into something even weirder. Hold on tight, because things are about to get seriously trippy. I've had it with this planet. Every day, it's just another episode of what the fresh hell is this? A never-ending parade of stupidity, corruption, and reality glitches that make me question if we're even in the right dimension anymore. The government's lying, the economy's tanking, people are out here eating Tide Pods and taking selfies on train tracks, and somehow we're all just expected to carry on like this is normal. Spoiler alert, it's not. At this point, getting scooped up by a UFO sounds like a fucking vacation. Beam me up. Probe me if you must. Just don't drop me back off on this flaming rock of nonsense. I'll happily be some intergalactic cryptid on a distant planet rather than deal with another round of whatever dystopian hellscape plot twist Earth is throwing at us next. Let me haunt an alien zoo or be the weird earthling pet of some hyper-intelligent species. I don't care. Just get me out of here. And let's talk about time, or more accurately, the complete and utter dumpster fire the time has become. Days are getting shorter, and honestly, I think the whole concept of time is just one big joke we're all in on. It's like the universe decided to hit the fast forward button and forgot to tell us. And have you seen the moon lately? It's wobbling around like it had one too many drinks, like it doesn't even know what day it is. Time is straight up playing with us, and who even knows where the hell we are in this warped, twisted timeline anymore? Are we sure we're even in the same dimension we started in? Are we really the same people we were 5 minutes ago? Or has the Mandela effect taken over again? Speaking of which, the whole Mandela effect thing has officially gone off the rails. It's not just Jif being Jiffy anymore, it's like the entire fabric of reality is bending and snapping in ways we can't even begin to comprehend. Remember the Berenstain Bears? Yeah, I'm not even sure that was ever a thing anymore. Looney Tunes with 2 O's? Kit Kat without a hyphen? We're not just living in a different timeline, we're being gaslit by the universe itself. So here's the $1 million question. What the hell is going on with this reality, and why are we the only ones who seem to notice? Seriously, what timeline are we in? Wherever the hell it is, I'm not sure I want to know, but I'll keep riding this madness with you because we're in it now, baby. Now, let's get into today's chaos. First, we have some weird holidays for you because apparently we celebrate everything now. Not really sure how to pronounce this one, but Lupercalia. Lupercalia. The OG Roman Freak Fest, February 15th, aka ancient Rome's excuse to go absolutely feral in the name of fertility. Picture this: a bunch of barely clothed Romans sacrificing goats and dogs, smearing themselves in blood like it's war paint, and then, because this is totally normal, running through the streets, whipping women with strips of freshly skinned goat hide to bless them with fertility. And guess what? The women lined up for it. That's right, getting smacked with a blood-soaked leather strap was basically the ancient equivalent of a Tinder super like. I don't even know what that means. Add in some excessive drinking, a whole lot of public nudity, and rituals so chaotic that even Rome eventually said, this is too much. And you've got yourself one of history's wildest, horniest festivals. Of course, the Catholic Church eventually swooped in and scrubbed it clean, repackaging the whole love thing into Valentine's Day, because nothing says romance like erasing a goat blood orgy from history. Then on February 16th, we have one of my personal favorites, National Quiet Day, a day to shut the fuck up. And honestly, it's about damn time. For one glorious day, we're all supposed to embrace the beauty of silence. Now, I'm all for the chaos of life, but there's something magical about shutting the noise out for a bit. It's like the whole world is in full scream mode, and for 24 hours, we get to put the volume on mute. Let's face it, we're all constantly bombarded by nonsense, whether it's the kids, the media, or just the general sound of existence. But February 16th? Fuck that. This is a day to sit in the quiet, embrace the solitude, and maybe even enjoy the sweet sound of your own thoughts. It's like the universe giving you a permission slip to take a mental vacation. So I hope you took that moment. No endless rants, no loud people, just you, the quiet, and the realization that peace might just be the most rebellious thing we've got left. Now for a silly holiday. The high-stakes world of crustacean athletics. February 17th is Champion Crab Races Day, which means somewhere on this flying rock, tiny armored sea spiders have been forced into a high-stakes, adrenaline-fueled sprint for human amusement. Picture a dimly lit bar, a crowd of degenerate gamblers screaming at crabs named things like Claudiator and Speedy Shells as they awkwardly scuttle towards the finish line, completely unaware that their entire existence has led to this moment. These poor bastards didn't sign up for this. They were just minding their own fucking business at the bottom of the ocean, and now they're part of Crustacean Fight Club. And the best part, there's no real race happening. It's just a bunch of confused crabs desperately trying to escape a circle while drunk people place bets. Honestly, this might be the purest form of sport left on Earth. Next we have National Drink Wine Day, also one of my personal favorites. The only holiday that truly matters, February 18th. Also known as the one day a year where drinking an entire bottle before noon is considered festive instead of a cry for help. This is not about moderation. This is about chugging a respectable amount of fermented grape juice while pretending you have your life together. Red, white, rosé, straight from the bottle, we don't judge. The only rule, keep refilling. Whether you're a sophisticated wine snob who swirls and sniffs before every sip, or a degenerate drinking 2-buck chuck straight from a coffee mug, today is your day. Cry about your life, send a regrettable text, dramatically monologue to your pets. Whatever feels right. Just make sure you're absolutely wrecked by 7 p.m. so you can just pass out and pretend tomorrow isn't real. Cheers, you beautiful disaster. And last but not least, we have National Mint Chocolate Chip Day, a love letter to mint chocolate chip ice cream. February 19th is National Mint Chocolate Chip Day. And let's just get this out of the way. If you're not a fan of mint chocolate chip, what are you even doing with your life? For some of us, it's the holy grail of ice cream. It's my personal favorite. Cool, refreshing mint, and those satisfying little chocolate chunks that make every bite a joy. But let's be real, some people absolutely hate this combination. They say it tastes like toothpaste on chocolate, like it's a weird dental experiment gone wrong. But hey, we all have our quirks, right? It's pretty much the ice cream version of the pineapple on pizza debate. Some people love the sweet and salty combo, others treat it like it's a crime against humanity. Personally, I'm pro pineapple on pizza. Either way, this flavor and this debate deserve a day of recognition. So whether you're team mint chocolate chip for life or you think it's a travesty, go ahead and have a scoop because it's National Mint Chocolate Chip Day. And if you're still unsure, well, at least you're part of the great ongoing food debate that keeps things interesting. Okay, I know I said last but not least, but I do have an honorable mention because who doesn't want more weird facts? Cow milked while flying in an airplane day. Say that 5 times fast. Yes, this actually happened. On February 18th, 1930, a cow named Elm Farm Ollie was loaded onto a plane, milked mid flight, and then her airborne milk was parachuted down to spectators. Because science? Because aviation history? Or probably just because humans are insane. And now for This Week in History, proof that the world has always been a mess. Let's take a walk down history's dumbest memory lane. February 15th, 1898, the U.S. Maine goes boom, and America loses its collective mind. The USS Maine was just vibing in Havana Harbor when, boom, 260 sailors were dead and the ship was at the bottom of the ocean. No one had a clue what happened, but that didn't stop the media from going full hold my beer mode. William Randolph Hearst and Joseph Pulitzer cranked the propaganda to 11, screaming that Spain did it and America ate it up. Of course they did. Remember the Maine, to hell with Spain, became the battle cry. And before anyone could say, wait, maybe we should investigate, the US declared war. A few months later, Spain was toast, and America walked away with Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. Fast forward to modern forensic analysis, it turns out Spain probably had nothing to do with it. The explosion was probably an accident. Maybe a coal fire igniting the ammo. But who needs facts when you can have a war? February 16th, 1923, King Tut's tomb was opened and the Grim Reaper got busy. Howard Carter and his team rolled up to King Tutankhamun's tomb, saw the warnings about an ancient curse, and thought, nah, we're good. They cracked that bad boy open anyways, and shocker, people started dying. First on the chopping block, Lord Carnarvon, the rich guy bankrolling the dig. 6 weeks later, a mosquito bite gets infected, and boom, he's dead. At that exact moment, all the lights in Cairo mysteriously flickered out, because of course they would. Then the death toll climbs. One guy randomly keels over from arsenic poisoning, another drops dead from pneumonia, and even Carter's pet canary wasn't safe. It got straight up assassinated by a cobra the day the tomb was opened. Modern scientists blame bacteria, toxic mold, and bad luck. But let's be real, King Tut was pissed. Maybe it was supernatural vengeance, maybe it was history's best timed coincidence, but the message was clear. When an ancient pharaoh says, do not disturb, you don't fucking disturb. On February 18th, 1930, Pluto joined the solar system. Only to be stabbed in the back, Clyde Tombaugh squinted at some blurry space photos and spotted a tiny frozen rock doing its best out in the void. Congratulations, Pluto, you're a planet. For 76 years, it held on to that title, despite being smaller than the moon and way out in the intergalactic boonies. Kids learned about it, teachers taught it, and my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas made perfect sense. And if you don't know what that is, that was an acronym to learn the planets. Then in 2006, the International Astronomical Union got drunk on their own power and yeeted Pluto out of the planetary club, demoting it to dwarf planet status, like some kind of cosmic loser. Astronomers shrugged, but the world wasn't having it. Pluto became the ultimate underdog, the celestial outcast we refuse to forget. But the joke's on them, because Pluto's still out there orbiting the sun like it always has, flipping us off from 3.7 billion miles away. Planet or not, it remains proof that science is messy, labels are dumb, and no one likes an astronomy nerd on a power trip. February 19th, 1847. The Great Potato Famine shreds Ireland, and everyone's like, oh well. Oh, the 1800s, when mass starvation was basically just a Tuesday in Ireland. The Irish potato famine was in full swing, and it's exactly as terrible as it sounds. What did the Irish have to eat? Potatoes. They were living off the humble tuber, and then bam, blight. Suddenly, their entire food source was decimated. And guess what? The British were like, sorry, not our problem, peasants. But they probably said it prettier than that. The famine spread like wildfire, and people were dropping like flies. Not from a lack of food, though, just lack of empathy. The British were sending more troops to enforce taxes instead of sending help. As one does, right? Imagine starving to death and having some pompous British aristocrat waltz by on horseback telling you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The result? Over 1 million dead, and over 1 million more ran away to other countries like, we're done with this nonsense. It's like a bad reality show, but the voting off was a literal death sentence. The Irish fought back with nothing but their own survival instincts and the will to make sure everyone else would remember that their ancestors didn't starve in vain. Thanks, England. You really nailed the whole human decency thing. And now for some random fun facts, because knowledge can be hilarious. The inventor of the frisbee was actually turned into a frisbee after he died. Oh yeah, Walter Morrison, the genius behind the frisbee, went out with a bang, or should I say, a whizzing disc. After he kicked the bucket, his family thought, hey, let's mold this guy's ashes into a frisbee. Because nothing says rest in peace like flying your dead relative around on a Sunday afternoon. Imagine tossing his ashes across the park. What a way to leave a legacy, right? You're literally playing catch with the guy who invented the damn thing. And I bet he's laughing somewhere in the afterlife saying, this is way cooler than a boring urn, guys. Rest in peace, Walter. You went out on your own terms and kept the game alive. Did you know that a single human body has enough fat to make 7 bars of soap? Let's just marinate in that for a second. Your body, all lumpy and squishy, me anyways, has enough fat to churn out 7 bars of soap. So if you're having a fat day, just remind yourself that you're basically a walking soap factory. Picture this. If you could somehow carve that fat off your body, please don't try that at home, you'd have enough to bathe in your own creation for days. Hey, I'm not fat. I'm just a naturally self-cleaning machine. It's almost like your body is just waiting for the apocalypse and is ready to turn you into the world's weirdest hygiene product. Imagine that scenario. Your survival could hinge on your own fat, making you the cleanest person left in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. You're the true MPV, rolling around with a lifetime supply of soap on your thighs. Were you aware that your eyeballs stay the same size your entire life? Here's the ultimate existential trip. Your eyeballs never grow. They're born the size they'll stay, no matter how much of a mess you make out of your life. So while your body's out here putting on weight and wrinkles, your eyes are just chilling, all, nah, we're good. Imagine that. Your body's like, let's get bigger and older, but your eyes, nah. We're gonna stay the same size, thank you very much. It's like your eyes know something that the rest of you doesn't. Like they've seen some things and they refuse to be part of the chaos. So while you're getting older, your eyeballs are sitting there judging you in complete, unchanged silence. The real question is, do your eyeballs get wiser as they stay the same size, or are they just over it? Here's one for you. I bet you didn't know this. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Okay, so sloths, these adorable little slugs hanging from trees, can hold their breath underwater for up to 40 minutes. Yep, 40 minutes. Meanwhile, dolphins, the so-called masters of the sea, can only manage 10 to 15 minutes. So sloths? Yeah, they're secretly flexing on dolphins. Imagine this lazy, tree-hugging creature, barely moving its limbs, just chilling and breathing like a true champion. They've got the whole slow and steady wins the race thing down too. But instead of a race, they're just hanging out underwater, holding their breath like a total badass. And the dolphins? They're out here doing flips for attention. The real underwater MVPs are the ones that literally cannot be bothered. Welcome to the world of botanical madness where the rules make no sense. Did you know bananas are classified as berries? But strawberries, those little classic red gems, are not. Yeah, take a second to process that. A banana, the long, curved tropical fruit, fits the botanical definition of a berry. It develops from a single flower with one ovary, and it's got multiple seeds inside. But strawberries? Nope, they don't even come close. They're aggregate fruits, meaning they're actually made up of multiple smaller fruits. It's like nature's cruel joke on your breakfast. You've been lied to your whole life thinking strawberries were the berry royalty, when it turns out they've been imposters this whole time. Who knew fruit had so many secrets? And lastly, sharks have been around longer than trees. That's right, sharks have been lurking in our oceans since before the dinosaurs. In fact, sharks have existed for over 400 million years, while the first trees appeared only 350 million years ago. think about that next time you're near the water. Sharks have been ruling the deep blue way before there were even any trees to climb, shade to seek, or wood to carve your name into. The ocean was just a big, uncharted wasteland where the only thing that cared about anything was sharks. Now we've got trees doing their thing, but sharks, they're like, yeah, we've been doing this forever. You guys are the new guys. I wouldn't mess with them. They've earned their time in the spotlight. And I will not mess with them because I'm absolutely fucking terrified of sharks. That's why I won't get in the ocean. Like, I want to see the ocean. I want to go to the ocean, but getting in the ocean, absolutely not. That is not happening. All right, then, my fellow unfiltered misfits, that's it for today. But before you go, let's talk about how you can help keep this chaotic mess going. Follow me on social media. Big tech hates people like me, and I need you to help fight the algorithm. Support the show on Indiegogo because caffeine isn't free and neither is running a podcast. Share this episode, send it to a friend, an enemy, your conspiracy-loving uncle, whoever needs a little unfiltered truth. Join the conversation. Comment, engage, and let me know what you think. This podcast is your podcast too. Find all my links at Linktree. Stay skeptical and never stop asking questions. Until next time, love you, bye.